So this is a motorhome place. That is a chap called Kevin. And this is a road.
A5.
The A5, but what's of interest is myself and Kevin are going to have a look at some motorhomes. And I've got to be honest, I'm the one who's more interested in buying one of them. Not immediately, but in the longer term. It's something I've been interested in. Anyway, so I thought I'll just have a quick look round, and Kevin's very kindly agreed to join me for the trip. So the offices are just ahead. Let's see what these folks have got to say for themselves. See, I know straight away, Kev, right, that's too short. Yeah. That's just not long enough. If I was going to tour around Europe for 6 months or something, it's just not going to do it. Yeah, and it's probably out of the budget range, to be fair. Right, so there's some war van conversions here. These are the ones that are sort of newer, and they're probably out the budget, to be honest. But at the moment, do you know what I'm trying to do, Kev? As I said, what I'd like to do is get an idea how this works as a living space. Could it even work? This looks to be, there's two sizes I've found out with the vans, and generally one is about 6 meters long, which is about here, and this is the longer one, which is about 6.4 meters long, just under. So this is the slightly longer. This is about as long as they seem to get. So let's have a butcher's inside and see what it feels like. That's all I'm trying to do really, Kev, is how do they feel as a living space? So with this one, you've got the option to take passengers. Yeah. But for me, that would happen so rarely. That would only happen twice a year. So it's more important for this space to be used for living space. Do you see what I mean? Now, the other thing is to have a bed. You know, if you get a bit tired during the day, yeah, I would want a bed that I could just... This probably comes off, yeah. I would want a bed that I could just lay down on. And I put that over there for a mow. I would want a bed where you could just say, I just need to lie down for half an hour. So this is the kind of thing I'd be looking for. And as an aside, look, of a night, you've got blinds. And presumably they'll just clip in, isn't that? And if you go down, insect mesh. So you can open the windows and you've got insect mesh. And that will just unclip there. So you can have them open as normal. Trying to do it one-handed. There we go. Unclip it. And there you go. You've got an openable window on each door. And that'll be, it's like a plasticky stuff. You've got loads of storage. I think there'll be a catch. Will there be a catch? Or no, just that. There's some kind of a... Push it to one side, that's it. Yeah. So, oops, daisy. So I'm going to try and lie down on this and just see if I wanted a half-hour lie down, if I was tired, would I fit? And the answer is I would, but only just. So do you see what I mean, Kev? If you get tired during the day, you can come and have a quick lie down, or if you don't want to make up a bed, you could sleep in this of a night. You could sleep on this. It's a very thick cushion. So there we are. So it works as a bed. It does work as a bed. Little table in here. Yeah. So when you want to eat a meal, you've got a little table stored in there. And you just close it like that. So it does work. It does work. It works as a bed. Does it work as a living space? Well, let me... You're not liking the constricted space, Kev, no? No? Would you not feel, you know, say it was pouring down for 3 days on the run, you wouldn't think this was a... You wouldn't think this was a space you'd be happy to sort of spend. No. You see, what I've seen A design that I've seen and I like better is where, you know, this bathroom thing, they move it to the back and the lounge goes up front and it makes a bigger open space. Yeah. And can you see now why to me, I'd rather lose that space where that is and extend the lounge. Do you see what I mean? So for that reason, I wouldn't have this one. I can see why people who are travelling with 2 kids would have it. You know, people who, or 1 child or whatever. I can see why people would want it. But for me, it's all about the living space. And I'm a bit claustrophobic anyway. I'm not a fan of these tiny spaces. And that's all the storage space. Yeah, that's all the storage space you've got. Yeah. I think there'd be some under the bed, to be fair. Yeah. There'll be some storage space under the bed. Yeah. In fact, there's quite a bit. To be fair, most of that space under that bed, there's something, a battery plus something in there. Most of that space under these 2 seats is storage. So that's, you know, that's fair enough. It's not really worth having a look at the bathroom, but I will do. And to be honest, I like it. I like that. I like that wet room arrangement. Yeah. What some of them try and do is separate out the toilet from the shower. But you end up with a shower that's 1.5 feet wide and you can't use it. If you just make it one big wet room, you can move your arms about and it's more comfortable. And again, these will swivel round, these chairs. Yeah. So you've got a lounging area at the front. You could sit here, someone could sit there. What this gives you is 2 different living spaces. A little small one up at the front here. And like a lounge at the back there. And this, you know, this is just standard motorhome type stuff, I think. Tiny sink. I mean, that is a tiny sink. But these are the compromises, Kev. These are the compromises. If you're living in a mobile, you know, mobile space that goes down the road at 70 miles an hour. Did you spot? I didn't even spot that was there. So this is the V697 made by a company called Chausson, or Chausson 33. Yeah, I can see why they've done what they've done with it, but for me, that's not my solution. What I want is I wanted to see the space used. It's a 15 reg though, Kev, look. That's 7 years old. And when you think, right, that's 7 years old. They've got one over there that's 1 year old and it's only another 10,000. So to me,
when you're on about the ceiling,
yeah, once these motorhomes get to a certain age, you've got to worry about damp ingress. Now that's not bad. That's a 2017. This is big inside here. I'll tell you what, Kev. Okay, is this the example I'm thinking of? I want to find one with a front lounge.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Look at that. That's better.
Okay, let's have a quick look. So this is an auto trail. Now again, Kev, right, this is 7 meters, right? So it's not much bigger than the one we just looked in, but it feels enormous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like a living space.
Bed up there, look.
Yeah. So you sleep up there. You presumably pull the bed forwards. The mattress unfolds and you make up a bed. So you haven't got to make up a bed of a night really. Just unfold it. Keep the sheet on it. You need to climb up. You need a ladder. There's a ladder somewhere. Fits in there. And you've got this massive skylight. So if it's a hot night, open that. And I bet you there'll be an insect mesh, yeah? There's an insect mesh. So you could open the skylight, let the hot air out, but leave your insect mesh down.
Got a full-size cooker.
Yeah.
Cooker with grills and other.
Yeah.
Microwave.
Yeah, it's fully equipped, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, and it's got a grill as well. Some of them have a combination oven grill, and this is good as well because what you've got, little straws for little bits and bats, as they say, you know, small drawer for cutlery and whatever. So you've got a living space up here with this dinette arrangement, and by the way, the table will move. It's a freestanding table, so you could just take that out is this a combined wet room again? No, yeah. The shower there is a reasonable size. I could use that shower. Right, and this is... Oh, that's the shower behind there, isn't it? The problem I have with these, Kev, right, when you try and create two slots of fridge, that
That's a fridge, isn't it?
tall, thin fridge. Let's have a look. Yeah, tall, thin fridge,
With an ice box, yeah.
with an ice box, so plenty of room in there for 1 or 2 people. And you've got a gas fire here, so that's good. Although I prefer diesel heating, if I'm being honest. The problem with this, right, here's my problem. This van is about 7 metres long or thereabouts, right? And what you've tried to do is create 2 living spaces in the same van, and neither of them is quite big enough. Like, overall, I like this feeling of space in the van. Do you know what I'm saying? I do, I really do. But what would be fantastic for me is combine these two into one massive space. Yeah. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, like you said, move that down again.
Yeah, make one big space. So I've always preferred the layout where all the space is at the front and the bathroom is at the back. And that's the one. I've still got my eye on it. And hopefully, sorry mate, you see, this is good for sitting down. And you can have a nice little chat in here. It's nice surround settee.
Yeah, your telly on there.
Your telly on there. It'd be a good space to lounge in. Do you know what, to be fair, given that you've got your bed there, if you need to climb into bed for half an hour, instant bed, having 2 spaces isn't that bad, is it? Do you see it as a problem? Would you prefer a single big living space, or are you okay with this split living space?
Yeah,
It works, doesn't it?
Yeah, you do your cooking, you just eat there.
So that'd be your kitchen and your dining room.
Yeah.
That's your kitchen and dining room in there. So you never need to bring food back here.
Back down that end.
It feels like a little house, doesn't it? It really does feel like a little house on wheels.
You can always have a... Here you are, look.
Privacy. So this would be your changing room back here.
Yeah.
And what this will do, Kev, as well, this will change into a bed. The settees. There'll be a mechanism that will pull out here and you'll change this to a bed. So you've got a couple could sleep back here in complete privacy, yeah, and a couple could sleep up in the bed in the front.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know something, Kev? I'm coming round. Now that I'm seeing it in the flesh, I'm coming round to the idea that something like this could actually work. When you see pictures of it, it seems to me, I'm like, yeah, I just want one big lounge, but it doesn't feel constricted. What it's about for me is being in a space where I don't feel like I'm in a prison cell.
Yeah, no, this area...
And it feels open, doesn't it?
This area really good with that.
Yeah. Right, okay. So the problem is with this though, Kev, right, is the slight... If there is a problem... Yeah, so you could have the window wide open. Right, all right, mate. Well, let's press on. The problem with this is you could, if you had a single big living space, do it in a shorter van, be easier to drive. What model is this one? The Auto Trail Apache. Right. Okay, Kev, can we have a look in this one? I wasn't thinking I was going to look at these, but this has got the layout that I was talking about. This has got the layout I've just been talking about. Right, that step feels a bit wonky, so just be careful. Right, this is what I was thinking of, Kev.
Oh yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got your space, but the van is shorter and easier to drive. You've still got room for a shower. Yeah, still got a decent shower in there. Decent shower, you've got your toilet, so it's all there. You've got a massive wardrobe.
Oh,
Plenty of storage space. Still got your gas fire, still got your fridge, so it's all there. Yeah, but what you've got here is this huge lounge, and these will turn as well. These seats rotate. So you've got seats for like 6 or 7 people. And you've still got your pull down blinds and bits and bobs there. What you haven't got is an over cab bed, but this is long enough. You could sleep on this, Kev, easy.
Yeah.
See, you take that cushion off there, you've got a single bed, and they're good, strong, thick cushions. What do you think out of the two we've just looked at?
This is nice, isn't it? This is like the caravan, isn't it? You have the kitchen up one end.
If you had to pick one, they were both the same price. Where would you be thinking?
This one's better, isn't it? Because you've got all that one end. It's not.
Well, for me, I like the fact that this is shorter, so it's easier to park. Is it shorter? It feels like it's shorter, yeah. It
feels shorter, yeah.
Yeah, because back there, in the other one, you've got a huge lounge. Well, this is the equivalent.
This is better than that first one we looked at, because this one is more open.
First off, if you were going to live in a mobile vehicle, whatever, in this kind of lifestyle, what would you prefer, a camper van or a motorhome? Now, your first thought was a camper van. Now, we've only looked inside one camper van and you've changed your mind, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is nice because it's like an area.
Yeah.
And that's all, everything's there.
Yeah. I look at this space, right, and I think...
Your fridge, your cooker.
Yeah. I look at this space and I think I wouldn't feel constricted in here.
It's like, because you've got your windscreen, it's all open. And
do you see why I like the front lounge now? This is why when I've seen them, I've only seen them on YouTube and years ago, but I remember from years ago, the layout I always preferred was this one with the lounge at the front, because the glass is all around, it's spacious, it's light, you've got your skylights up there. It was always the layout that I preferred. 9 nights out of 10, you would probably find you put a little blanket on there and that would be your bed. Because otherwise you've got to pull it out.
That one's slightly longer than that one, isn't it?
Yeah, one of them is, yeah.
No, I don't know.
Very slightly maybe, but there's not much in it anyway. It looks like that one is, but I think it's an optical.
Yeah.
If there is, it's millimetres. But the big advantage for me with this kind of layout, Kev, is because your living space is all in one, you're not trying to make two spaces. You can squeeze it into a shorter van. This is 6.34 metres, this one, if I remember rightly. So it's just over 6 metres, whereas the other one we looked at is 7. And there'll be car parks. Yeah, Auto Trailer Marla. I know from the research I've been doing, Kev, this one is 6.34 metres long. Or 6.36.
Yeah, 6.3 length.
Yeah, 6.3. That's 2018, so it's 6 years old. It's done a lot of miles, 41,000. And what do they want? They want 46,000. You could knock that down a bit, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You could knock it down a bit. Because I feel like for this motorhome, for that price, I'd want it to be 2 years younger and only about 15,000 miles.
That looks a bit...
Now, this is your problem, right, Kev? What I didn't mention is British vans have got a reputation. Look, do you see this? Looks, the sealant here is already coming away. Now, what happens over time? Water gets inside and the wood is sandwiched in between the plastic, and that gets rotten. And if you get a back, it's like caravans. If the roof seals go on them, see the joint there is not lined up properly. Yeah.
It's got an awning on it.
Yeah. I wouldn't use it, you know. I wouldn't use the awning. I've got to be honest personally. So that van we looked at, although it's a lovely interior, you prefer...
Yeah, because you're sitting at the back and it was cramped.
Yeah.
This one, you've got the window at the front, the windscreen. Which...
People say, oh, you know, imagine if you're driving down a country lane and it's really tight space, or you're in a city centre car park, you know, you don't want a big wide thing, but it's not that long, is it? It's not a long vehicle. You could park in Asda, you just have to go in the corner. It's not too long, that one, is it? 6.3. As a motor, I might think that works. And, you know, if you put all your belongings into a storage locker, you wouldn't have to carry everything round.
No, you just take your essentials.
Yeah. So let's say I'll focus on ones that have got a front lounge as a general thing. That's the ones I'll look at. And I don't know whether... Is this one as well? Yeah, I think these... That's a 2016. This is a 2020. Right, okay, this is the Amala, Kev. Same model, but 2 years younger. So let's have a very quick look. Yeah, 6.34 metres. It's only done 11,000 miles and it's only 4 years old. Now this is more like, and it's down to 52. So this is in my budget, potentially within my budget. And it's newer. Shall I go first? Go on then. And you can see what the difference 2 years makes. Oops a daisy. And it does make a slight difference. You can see the fabrics look a bit more modern. It's exactly the same model.
Yeah,
they've taken away the shelf bit here, so now you know you can reach over. That looks decent, doesn't it? That looked all wooden and I don't know. That looks different, but you've got curtains built in as well. I think, have you? No. No, they're just end of window drapes. Yeah. What a stupid idea. But you will have blinds and you will have insect mesh from the top. So once again, you could open both windows. Do you still smoking here? Or is it me? My nose doesn't normally pick up on things.
There is a bit of a tobacco smell.
Isn't that weird? I don't normally smell things, and yeah.
There is a tobacco smell.
But it doesn't feel quite as light, but
it doesn't.
It's smaller. I think this is smaller.
Yeah.
I think that's all it is, you know. But having said that, right, even though it's not quite as light, it's still a great space, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is good.
It's as a livable space. It beats that van hands down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what might be a good idea though, Kev? Is if you took a van like that, but put the lounge at the front. Instead of where it is down at the back, put a big lounge at the front. Now that could make a difference. That could make a van feel livable, you know? So I'm not ruling out that kind of thing. And look, I think this is a TV.
I was just looking at that.
Yeah. Oh wow. So you can sit in your thing and you've got a little TV. Absolutely brilliant. I love this layout, right? And unfortunately not enough foreign, like German vans, have this kind of thing, because what they say is the reputation for the Germans is they do better sealing and stuff, so you don't get so many damp issues. Because once these things get damp in the walls, all this has got to be stripped out to reach it, and the labour can cost £10,000 to fix, like a caravan. It's basically got to be taken apart to get at the panels to repair them. So if you buy a motorhome, you've got to, damp is your biggest, yeah, damp is your biggest enemy. But I like it, yeah. It's simple, nice, yeah. No frills, just a nice space, you know. And if you were going, you could live in this for 6 months, couldn't you? Yeah. In fact, I feel like it's wider than a narrowboat. It is, isn't it?
It does feel that way,
yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking it. So you can see now, when I looked on the YouTube and the videos and things, this was the layout. I thought that just looks, yeah, it looks better. Anyway, let's have a look at the ones. Now the ones he's recommended, the Corrado ones, are a bit narrower. This is the one that might be affordable. This is brand new, 70,000 quid, so I'm not buying it brand new. But about 5 or 6 years old, these go down to 50 and below. So this, now check this out. Doesn't look fantastic with this colour scheme, does it? Let's be honest, nobody likes light blue in today's, but it's got a big garage at the back. So full size. So full size tables, awnings. Okay, well that's locked, but you can see it'll fit a bike in, put a bike rack on the back. But wait till you see the interior, mate. I think this will be your new favourite. Because what I've seen of this in terms of videos, it looks fantastic. This is just under 7 metres long, 6.93.
Last year, 224.
Right, now what's interesting is the vehicle weight is 3850. Now most of these are 3.5. So this is already uprated to carry more weight. So it's got a stronger chassis. It's been uprated or whatever they've done it. I think you're going to like this, Kev.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
It is nice, yeah.
This is the best one so far for me. Like, okay, the lounge isn't quite as big. I'm going to take some film footage. The lounge isn't quite as big as the ones, the Auto Trails, right? No question, but it has got a drop-down bed.
Yeah, there's runners here. Yeah.
So you could jump on the bed, no problem. Bed will come down to about here, so it'll be easy to get on and off. Or a little ladder, easy anyway. Not much storage space or lockers up here, but a big, massive garage at the back, so you're okay there. It's got these blinds, posh blinds that come down, not over the windows, but over the whole wall. Over the windows, you've still got blackout blinds and insect blinds. So if you just want to close your blinds, you can do that. You turn your seats round and you've got a big open lounge, and you can even take the table out. If you want a completely open space, you can unscrew the table from the bottom and you can have a completely open lounge. I like the solid floor because I don't like carpets when you walk in mud and stuff in the winter. Totally impractical. This is really quickly washable. Put a rug down if you want some fabric on the floor. What I like about this, you've got a big kitchen space, storage under there, whatever. That's a nice workable space, isn't it? Combined oven grill thing there. But you've got space to prepare your food as well, you know, to chop things up or do all the proper cooking that I never do. But yeah, combined oven grill, but that'd be fine, no problem with that. And obviously this one's brand new. And bathroom wise, you've got a complete changing room here, and that closes, so you've got a privacy room to dress in, which is nice. You've got a usable size shower, no problem with that, and a big mirror so you can check out how lovely you are looking on any given day. And you can reach out into all your clothes, everything. What could you not? What, you know, I haven't got that much space on the boat, really. Not that I can practically use, anyway. You know. Yeah. So loads of stuff, storage for your clothes and personal effects, and you've got under here. Get into the garage. Isn't that clever? That's the garage at the back. You know the big door on the side. You get to it through there, so you can get stuff in and out without going outside. Yeah. Obviously, bathroom wise, you've got all your toiletries. You know, all the space for toiletries you need. Probably more than you need, if I'm being honest. So
that's plenty of room to sit on as well.
So it's a lovely, big, comfortable bathroom, isn't it? It's a practical room. It's a practical bathroom. This is what the Germans do, mate. They design them with practicality. You know, they really do. Whoopsie-daisy. So, if you had guests, why will that not? I think there's a little... They've done that. They put a little screw in to stop the door closing for some reason. Maybe... Oh, do you know why? Because I think that one undoes.
Oh, it's a split one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a split one. So that goes to there, and the far one goes over. But anyway, you know, really practical. Again, one of those tall, thin fridges. No problem with that.